We are back with our strategist, Republican Todd Harris, Democrat Steve McMahon. Let's talk about some blocking and tackling politics. It's this deal in Ohio. John Kasich about to sign the collective bargaining. It's going to be a tougher bill than Wisconsin. But there's a difference in Ohio. You got 90 days, if you don't like the legislation, to get it on the ballot as a referendum. Steve McMahon, I'll start with you. If you're the labor movement, are you almost licking your chops?
Yes.
That great. Sign this bill, Governor Kasich. Let's go to November.
Yeah, and if you look at Governor Kasich's numbers right now, there was just a poll that came out about 4 or 5 days ago that has his approval rating at 30%, which is lower than George W. Bush's approval rating, I think, ever gotten in 8 years in office. And he's got a real problem out there because he's overstepped on this thing. And I think, you know, he may recognize it, but he's going to plow ahead and assume that in 4 years people will forget. But you're right, Chuck. If they can get this thing on the ballot in the next 90 days, which they can do.
This is labor. Yeah, they're already organized.
Got the capacity to do it. It's going to be something where independents are going to go with labor on collective bargaining because independents are like Democrats in the way they view that.
Todd Harris, watching John Kasich handle this, it's been interesting. I felt like he did try to learn PR lessons from Scott Walker. You know, he really toned it down, did not take a front and center role. But boy, you get this on the ballot in November. This is Ohio. This is our media environment. This will define the Republican primary for a little while, too, won't it?
It'll be all-consuming, but you know, I don't think anyone should assume that just because labor is loud that the public and
right, they'll get it on the ballot. The question is, can they win?
Are going to be on their side. You know, SB 5, this bill, you know, Governor Kasich had the audacity to tell government employee union workers that they have to cap their annual vacation at 6 weeks, no more than 6. That they can't have more than 2 weeks on top of that of sick days.
That has nothing to do with it.
But I was just going to say, this is the message war. If that's the message, Republicans can win that argument. The Democrats and Labor want to turn it into an issue.
Well, actually, they're going to talk about. They're going to say that, you know, this is
about taking away somebody's rights.
It's an assault on the middle class, which is absolutely absurd because federal government workers don't have the right now that they do in Ohio. What he's trying to take.
So you're right. It's the message war. The folks in Wisconsin actually got it right because the public is concerned about rising salaries and benefits of public employees and the pensions in particular because they read about those things bankrupting communities in California. On the other hand, the public, by a margin of about 2 to 1, supports collective bargaining rights for public employees and for unions. So this is going to be one of those things where the messaging is going to make all the difference. If this is about whether government employee benefits have gotten out of control, then the governor out there has a chance to win. But I don't think it's going to be about collective bargaining and labor's going to win.
Come on, we all kind of want to see this election. It's going to be a big fight. It's a swing state. Let's remember that.
Don't bet against John
Todd
Kasich.
Harris and Steve McMahon, thank you both.